Hi, welcome back to AutoReview. My name is Patrick and today I'm presenting the 2017 Suzuki Vitara. The Vitara comes with 3 engine choices, 2 petrol powered and 1 diesel powered. We have the diesel powered version, which is the one that I would recommend to you. So this one has a 4-cylinder 1.6 liter engine producing 120 horsepower at 3,750 RPM and a maximum torque of 320 Newton meters at 1,750 RPM. 0 to 100 in 12.4 seconds and a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour. Price for this one, as we have here, equipped with all the stuff that is on board, is just about 37,180 Swiss francs. The Vitara itself, with a smaller petrol engine, a 1.6 liter, 120 horsepower, starts at 20,990. And the third choice you would have is the 1.4 liter turbo powered version, which is producing 140 horsepower and around 200 Newton meters of torque. So as usual, you have seen the car from outside with this beautiful view of the Lake Brienz. Let me show you the first row, second row, the boot space, and as usual, then we hit the road. Enjoy! Okay, so the Vitara from inside. And here we have one which is pretty much fully equipped. This is the Sergio Celano edition. Let me tell you what a Sergio Celano is. It's actually a proof of that the Suzuki is a Swiss Suzuki. So it's built for the Swiss market. And they're obviously importers. However, the Sergio Celano edition is one that was built for Swiss Suzukis. You see it here, we have the suede leather, we have the super nice seats. They're really nice and comfortable, and I do love the mix between normal leather and suede leather. We have a leather wrapped steering wheel. We have the suede leather on top here with the nice stitching. However, this is something I don't like at the same time. It looks great when you don't drive, but actually the stitching is reflecting in the windshield when you're driving in the sun, and it's kind of annoying because of the shape of the dashboard. It doesn't look straight, it looks kind of screwed a bit. Then we have, as usual, we start left to right in the door, kind of hard pressing on top, again suede leather on the side. We have the buttons for the windows, auto function only for the driver, passenger and rear windows, you have to keep them hold, which is a little bit annoying. Electric windows, which are heated as well. Then in the dashboard on the left, we have these buttons for ESP on-off, parking sensors, start stop, all detours Zürichsee. Start stop, hill descent control, collision warning, far and near. Then the dashboard is very clear and simple. Speedo on the right, RPM on the left with the little computer in the middle. I had an average fuel consumption of 4.8 liters. With a fuel tank of 47 liters means you should be able to get anything around 900 to, let's say, 1,000 kilometers if you actually get the car even lower than that. And I believe you can. Then steering wheel, we have the volume rockers on the left, changing the stations. On the right we have the distance for the radar in 3 settings. Cruise control, speed limiter. What I like about the cruise control, it goes in 1 kilometer per hour steps, and if you keep them pressed, it jumps 5 kilometers per hour. And then the Bluetooth on the bottom left as well. You can adjust the steering wheel, obviously, in height, reach and rake, basically. One thing that is a little bit annoying as well is if you want to change the screen, you don't use the buttons on the steering wheel, you have to press this one on the right side, and to change from trip A to B, you have to press the one on the left, which is something a bit old school. Then in the middle we have 2 vents, analog clock, which is kind of a nice detail, but they should have put a little bit more effort into the look of it and design of it. We have a touchscreen, which is kind of small. It looks big, but however you have a black frame around it, so it actually even smaller than it looks when it's off. Hazard lights, then the automatic air conditioning in the middle. On the bottom we have a little compartment where you can put your phone or whatever, 1 USB port, 1 12-volt power socket, heated seats for driver and passenger in 2 settings, the manual 6-speed gearbox, which works fine, and this gearbox is actually set up to a way that it saves fuel. So at 100 kilometers an hour in 6th gear, we have just 1,700 RPM around. Then we have the setting for snow, auto and sport, and you have a slip differential which you can lock in the snow function, so which is limited to 40 kilometers an hour. So if you drive in the snow or in the sand or something where you're trying to not have too much power in and that the wheels have no grip, you just lock it in snow with the differential. Manual handbrake, 2 cup holders, a little compartment which is reachable from the back, and then we have quite a big glove box with tons of instruction manuals about the car. On top we have a holder for the glasses, the panoramic roof, which is really, really nice. I really like it. So you have a sunshade, and then you have the roof, which opens as well. Sunshades for driver and passenger, which are illuminated. Let me just open this one so you can see it. And we have the continuation of the suede leather, which is on top here and on the left, on the right side as well. And obviously this is a 4x4, which says as well all grip. So it's a smart 4x4. Okay, so let's hop in the second row and I'll show you how much space we have there. Okay, second row, Vitara. And as usual, I'm 184 tall, seat in the front is adjusted to me. And as you can see, if I stretch myself, I touch the roof because of the panoramic roof, which is nice and bad at the same time, because you see people above 180 will not be able to sit straight here if they don't crunch down like this. Doors, whoa, B. How about you move out? Okay, so electric window, compartment for bottle, big bottles fit, nice. Pocket we have only on the passenger side. Again, the one compartment which you can reach from the front. There is no armrest. We have Isofix on the outer 2 seats. It's registered for 5. Little light on the left and on the right, which we turn off because we don't need. Hooks and handles to hold onto for the passengers on the back side and on the right side. Headrests, which are good, sufficiently high. The one in the middle obviously a bit lower. And that's pretty much it. So let's check the boot. So the Vitara from the back. One thing that you will see is that we have tinted windows, which comes in this one. Again, Swiss edition, the Sergio Celano. Then we have red and white lights, which is nice. We have the bumper, which has the parking sensors. We have them in the front and in the back. And we do have a reverse camera, which you can see here. And these parts are actually not painted, which will be good in case you have little bumps and scratches. Then Suzuki on the left, Vitara all grip. Again, all grip is the all-wheel drive system with chrome exhaust pipe and the fog light in the middle. So let's open up. It opens high enough, so actually I'm 184, so I guess it's around 188 or something like this. Cover lifts automatically. You can fold down the seats in 1/3, 2/3, 2/3 on the left, 1/3 on the right. We have the luggage compartment divided. We have upper level, which is leveled, and when you pull it up, you have a hidden compartment just below that, which has a depth of around this much. Left and right, we have some hooks. We have a hook on the left, we have a light and a 12-volt parker socket on the right, and space is sufficient. Loading height is okay. It's a 4x4, so that's enough. Let's finally drive. Let's go. All right, let's go. So, and you will hear the engine. Obviously, it's a diesel. Now, again, it's cold. I was standing there quite a long time. But what I mentioned, I recommend to take the diesel engine. Actually, any 4x4, I recommend to take a diesel engine. It's just because the cars are higher, they're heavier, and therefore, if you have a petrol-powered engine, they will use much more petrol than a normal car. Just basically, you have more area where the air can catch onto and worsen the fuel consumption. So diesel is the one to go. 120 horsepower, 320 newton meters, that's much more important, and that already at 1750 RPM. So what I like is that this one is a manual, though at the same time I don't like it because we have the cruise control with the radar in the front that keeps distance automatically if there's an obstacle. Works with bicycles, works with scooters, works with cars obviously. However, if you, for example, accelerate on the highway and you're going in the 80 zone and then you want to go to 120 zone and then the road clears, you will have to shift, and while shifting it will still accelerate a little bit. Now listen to this. I have to try it on the highway. But basically, it's basically continues revving for a split second and then actually disengages. However, good thing about it is it engages again the cruise control by itself. So even though you clutch and you change gears, it will work. What I love is the fuel consumption. Yeah, 4.8 is great. It's really great for a big car like this. So no issues. Cruise control, what I don't like, now this one is a 40 km/h zone, it works. But anything below 40, it doesn't. And this is something I really, really don't like. I want the cruise control to work at 30 km/h. This one doesn't. Well, seating position is very nice, comfortable. I was able to find the right one for myself. Again, I mentioned, you've seen it. You can adjust everything towards you. Works very well. I have sufficient room for my legs, sufficient room for my arms. However, I don't have an armrest. Why not? Not sure if you can get one, but in a car equipped as well as this one, there should be an armrest. Because it gives not only the arm a rest, it gives you some storage facility or an additional storage facility. So now we have that one in there. And again, because we are below 40, the adaptive cruise control doesn't work, the cruise control doesn't work. Shame. Handling wise, it's good. You can go in corners faster as well, so it's not that much of body roll I felt in this car. Though obviously I'm not pushing the car that is a 4x4 as much as I push it, you know, like the Adam, for example, we had in corners. Because obviously you have a different point of gravity in a car like this. Okay, I like the seats, I love the suede leather, but what I mentioned, I don't like that this stitching is reflecting in the windshield when you're driving towards the sun. Now it doesn't matter because we have the sun in the back, but if you drive towards it, it's super visible and it's super annoying for me. Because again, the dashboard is not a straight dashboard, the car is obviously shaped in kind of a banana form in the front, right, the windshield, and therefore the dashboard, and therefore this part as well. And as well, you can see when I do like this, the material is not fixed 100%. You can move it a little around here, it's all great and fine. Space-wise in the back, knee-wise, no problem. However, you've seen head-wise, anything up to 180 is okay, anything above it won't be comfortable because of the sunroof. If you don't take it, I reckon I would be able to sit there as well and wouldn't have an issue. However, this is a really nice thing. Talking about the sunroof, even though I really like it, now let me just open it up. It's gonna be super bright now in a moment. What I don't like so much is it kind of looks a little bit unfinished because you can see the screws and all this here. It would have been nice if they have done some kind of cover here with, no, it looks like a brush, so you don't really see it, and it doesn't matter when it's open. However, I guess just to service the car and everything else, it's easier to do it this way. So now we're turning and voila, the dashboard shows up, just shows up. Touchscreen works okay. However, I've seen more up-to-date versions of navigation systems and of an infotainment system itself. It's super small, in my opinion. It's really like an iPhone 5 size, iPhone 6 size. So this should be the whole display. Would be, if it would be like really big, that would be nice, you know. Other than that, it works. Navigation works. Radio is okay. Again, DAB is a love-hate thing because here in this area we have really horrible radio stations. Really horrible radio stations. So boring. And DAB is great because I can listen to radio from Bern, from Zurich, and so on. However, the moment I drive into a tunnel, it's gone. And it's annoying. Yeah. What I liked, for example, with the Opel Adam that I reviewed last time, just check here, I'm gonna link it, is that you had Apple CarPlay. You don't have that here. Or Android Auto for the people who use Android. Because there I was able to listen to online radio, and that works in tunnels as well. Other than that, price for this one, as you see it here, 37,180 Swiss francs. I don't know if it's good or bad, you have to decide on that. However, for the 37,000 you get quite a lot of distance control, cruise control. Quality-wise, there are super nice ones and some that I don't like so much. So seats, great. Steering wheel, all nice and fine. I love this suede leather here. I do not like the plastic here. And something that's really weird for me is the doors, because when you open them up, let me just stop and show you, because I don't know if I don't think I showed you when I got into the car. I just need to stop somewhere on the side. Give me a second. So let's just do it here, whatever. Now, listen. Look how light those doors are. There's like nothing in them. So it feels a little bit like they forgot to put stuff in the door. They're super light. Okay, it's weight saving, but at the same time it's like, how stable are they in case of an accident, you know? I mean, Suzuki, I don't worry about anything like that, you know, but it just they feel too light, in my opinion. I would have liked them to be more heavy. Okay, so that's pretty much it. To sum it up, it's comfortable to drive. There's sufficient space for a family of not too much of tall people in the back. The power is not bad. I mean, look, I do full acceleration and it goes pretty good. So no issues with that. Fuel consumption is great. Yeah, from that point of view, amazing. I really like it. Theoretically, 1,000 kilometers, no problem whatsoever. Depends on obviously how you drive. If you take it easy, I have 4.8, which is good already. We have adaptive cruise control. We have, well, heated seats. We have air conditioning. We have navigation, and a few more gimmicks. I think for that, what you get, it's a good price. Now, in regards to the models or the trim levels you can choose, it's a bit complicated because there's so many of them, and I think this one is good spec one. Would I take the Suzuki Vitara in the base model for just roughly around 21,000? I don't think so, because it would be the same size capacity-wise, 1.6 liter engine with 120 horsepower, but it's only like 150 something Newton meters. And for a car of this size, a small engine like that is not sufficient. Would I take the big petrol engine? Again, I don't think so. Power-wise would be sufficient with around 200 Newton meters and 140 horsepower. However, fuel consumption would be too high. So if you go for the Vitara, I recommend you go for the diesel engine. Okay, enough said. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much, Bettschen, who provided this car to me. Please check the link below and check their YouTube channel as well. And if any question, just write them down in the comment field. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, top right, over there. And I'll see you next time. Bye.